He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still such up. He's touched on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's gonna do it. Big Barry!
Good evening and welcome once more to the JPB Clio Cup here from the Road Atlanta Shore. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth once more by the man alongside me, Mark Fletcher here. It's going to be absolutely incredible. The track, 2.83 kilometres consisting of 10 turns here this evening, and what a evening of racing we've got lined up for you. Don't forget we have got qualifying And then we go into Heat 1 and with a top 10 reverse for Heat 2. And then Heat 3 will be a top 20 reverse. Every race will be 20 minutes. Qualifying will be 10 minutes or 3 laps. They're not going to really take 10 minutes, but we've given them 10 minutes anyway. And what more can you ask for than Road Atlanta Short with 30 Clios rushing down into turn 1. Let's bring in Mark Fletcher and find out. Mark, good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening. Very well. Yeah, looking forward to this evening. Fantastic championship we've had so far. I think we've had a race winner, not the same race winner in 2 races. So yeah, looking forward to this one. It's going to be a good evening, I expect.
It should be. Here are the current championship standings. Pete Newman is leading the pros with Morgan Butler in second, Arthur Ferdinand in third, Dan Mould fourth, Andrew Pike fifth, Kieran Sharp sixth, Derek Crowther seventh. He's not here this evening due to computer issues. Danny Kazar in eighth, John Higgins ninth, James Neve 10th, Marnik Heister 11th, Roger Morton 12th, Miles Owens 13th, Martin Hobson 14th, Paul Godham 15th, Carl Jacklett 16th, Robert Williams 17th, Charles Kellerman is down in 18th place, and then Jono Johnson in 19th, and Steve Futers is down at the bottom in 20th. In the AM Championship, we have got at the top Jack Werrell is at the top of 162 after his amazing race last time out as well. And if you missed any of that from Donington, you can go back and check it out. It was absolutely incredible drive by Jack. Finished 5th, I believe, in race 3. An absolutely stellar job from him. Ryan Dudley in 2nd. Ollie Ricks 3rd. Craig Jones 4th. Damien Hurst 5th. Stuart Gibbons 6th. David Ayres 7th. Jason Haddington 8th. Chris Barnes 9th. Mark Chappell 10th. Chris Evans 11th. Tom Weston 12th. Sir Alan Toon 13th. Jonathan Glover 14th. Chris Dixon 15th. Mick Barry 16th. Andy Littler 17th. Callum Milam is down in 18th place. And then beyond that, we've got Jamie Dengle 19th and Stuart Rice, who is currently sitting in 20th place there. Less than a minute to go until we go into qualifying. Mark, what are we expecting here this evening?
Yes, pretty standard story at the top. The 2 Pure Sims boys flying through practice. Say flying, Arthur Thirdle not far away at all. 1/10 of a second, splits 1st to 3rd. And yeah, Jono Johnson flying as always. And yeah, no lap time from Werrell, really. Yeah,
nothing at the moment. That should be an interesting one. So let's see how Jack does as we go into qualifying. And I think this is where it's all going to work itself out and see how these all cars get on here as well. With these wonderful Clios going around this track is going to be absolutely incredible. Mark, you had a drive earlier on. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough track this evening. There's a long right-hander which leads us onto the back straight, because obviously we're doing the short loop this evening. So if you're familiar with Road Atlanta, where you go through the S's and hook a left over the brow of the hill, we're actually going all the way around to the right. Sometimes 5th gear, sometimes 4th, but it's going to be tough on tyres this evening. You're going to see a lot of drivers going wide around this long right-hander, and they've got to be careful about getting the slowdown in the chicane at the end as well. So we might see some Clios pulling over, giving that time back because yeah, run over that inside curb and yeah, classed as a slowdown.
Yeah. So there we go, we're coming out on to quali. Everybody out currently at this moment in time. Nobody sitting in the pits waiting as well. Everybody is currently out, so it's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm here for some carnage. Well, maybe not this week. With 30 cars on track, we've lost a couple of drivers. So Derek Crowther has got computer issues. His computer will not fire up. I believe Marnik Heister is sat on the beach in Greece somewhere, which is quite nice. I know Stuart Rice has got a little bit of an injury, so he's not going to be able to make it currently either. But this is the problem with qualifying. We were talking about this before. All cars going into the same piece of tarmac. It's a little bit risky going around turn 1, and that's going to only jeopardise your laps, isn't it, really? They want to look for some clear track if they can.
Yeah, as you can see on the track map in the top right-hand corner, there's a big gaggle of cars and a lot of empty space towards that back end of the track. But yeah, I think we're on board with Newman, and he wanted to get through there, but yeah, a little bit risky.
Yeah, it's just jeopardising your qualifying in general. Don't get me wrong, you know, we know Pete Newman is absolutely flying at the moment. In general, the leader in your championship. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with this. Going a little bit slower there. Dan Mould has just gone past him. So, and Tom Weston getting through as well. So we'll wait for the times to start coming through on the leaderboard to give you a better idea. There are 30 cars, guys, so we will wait a couple of minutes or so before times come up. John Higgins, Mark Chappell, they've all set a time. James Neve is another one as well. So we'll give you a minute just to settle down, and then we'll bring you up with an update as well. How tricky is this circuit, Mark? Because we were talking in the green room beforehand, you know, it doesn't look a complicated circuit, but turn 1 and on the top of the hill or 3 could cause some issues for some of the drivers.
Yeah, it's a blind turn number 3 is absolutely blind in a Clio. You've got to pick the apex out, but yeah, following people in there. Sometimes we may see it tonight is people taking the escape road, which then is they've got to be really careful coming back onto the circuit because you join right on the racing line as you head down into the S's. Yeah, turn 1, obviously flat out down the straight. Some of the guys I think are trying to run it in 5th. Personally, I like to send the back in, shift down a gear, and yeah, use the power that this little Clio has up the hill. But yeah, it should be interesting, and Barnes flying on that first lap. I did see a lot of people abort their first lap, whether it was due to traffic. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I would sit back and wait, I think, for everybody to go out and then maybe catch the tail end for a bit of draft. It just seems a little bit more safer, I suppose, and getting more laps in, I think, especially the likes of the you know, Johnson, Fertile, Newman, Higgins, Mould, Neve, Butler, Pike. You know, David Ayres is top of the AMs at the moment. Mark Chappell there, tucked up right behind him in 2nd place. Chris Barnes in 3rd. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how this all pans out here as well. I'm expecting a bit of a cleaner race. You know, the race 1 last week was pretty good, to be fair, and then obviously we had that major pile up in race 3, and race 2, you know, was in between both of the races there as well. And I think that's one of the things we're talking about this week from their perspective, is just trying to keep the race 2, race 3 kind of cleaner on the reverse grids than race 1. Oh, your boy Jack there. Oh, he saved it. Good lad. As Arthur Fertile goes on with a 103.992. But there's always that chance we're going to get that anyway, Mark, isn't it, with the amount of cars we've got on circuit?
Yeah, reverse grid's extremely difficult. The fast boys want to get through real quick. Not that they're better than anybody else, but yeah, sometimes going for gaps last week that weren't there. Trying to force the issue, forgetting that we've got 20 minutes of this race. So yeah, they're just going to be a bit more patient this week, I feel. Give people a chance to not get out of the way, but if you're going to show the nose, don't put it in on the first corner and expect the guy to move out of the way. So but yeah, 3rd all to the top. We're still 2 or 3 tenths slower in qualifying than what we saw in practice. So whether that's a weather thing or people just can't get it hooked up at the minute.
Yeah, Jack Worrell here. 4th at the top of going through 3rd and then goes up into 4th. It's going to be looking at 5th place. We're expecting them to lift just before the start of the curb. Touch the inside. Oh, he's just missed the inside curb there, which you can bounce the car around, which will help you go round. But is banging away at about 96, 97 miles an hour. Nearly 100 on the way out there as well. So he's doing a stunning lap currently for Jack as well. Dan Mould currently in 5th place. Nobody getting real near Arthur Fertile. Oh, be careful, Jack. He goes out the second.
Yeah, you've got to be close there with the off track for sure. Too much of that inside curb, and yeah, I think it's about a 1.5 second slowdown, which in our racing is quite a long time. So you'll see people pull out to the right here, normally on the straight, to serve that slowdown.
John Higgins Jr. is in YouTube. Good afternoon, good evening, gents. He's looking forward to this tonight. Hopefully, Junior has got his race head on.
Well, we'll soon know that if he hasn't. Put it that way.
Yes, because you'll be in with a slipper.
Yeah.
Right, boys, I'm going in.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, he's up there again. He's up there again. Is John Higgins P6 at the minute for the Sim Racing Collective? But yeah, 3rd out front, and the Pure Sims boys not getting it their own way. 3rd and 4th at the minute for Newman and Butler, respectively. Yeah,
they're not doing. Donna Johnson's ahead of him and Arthur Fertile, of course. As we see here with a battle in the air with Craig Jones on track currently. Of course, one of the admins here with Roger Morton. So a big shout out to them guys as well, working tirelessly in the background. Keep the scores up to date and all the other jargon that goes on here as well. So, you know, big love to them for helping this league out as well. We might have an announcement soon as well. We got a little bit of a chat this evening about the next adventure JPB are going on with league, so stay tuned for that one, and we'll get that announcement out over the next few days about what we're going to do in regards with the next Clio, if we're going to stay in the Clio, or if we're going to move, or if we're going to do alternate weeks, who knows, but we will see when we all have a sit down for a chat later on. James Neve currently in 8th place, got a green in the middle sector. He's coming around the final corner here as well as we go across the line. What is Neve going to be able to do? 104.366, no improvement. Unfortunately, doesn't move up as well. Everybody's kind of settled down with times a little bit, Mark. Nobody really improving currently.
No, it seems like maybe the weather's got a bit hotter here, but yeah, it's Neve was quick in practice actually, up near that sort of the back end of the top 5. But yeah, it's not a massive gap, but yeah, I don't see anybody beating Thirdle to pole position at the minute, as we've got a minute left of qualifying here. Ryan Dudley going well again, currently sitting P2 in the AM Championship behind Jack Werrell. Jack's struggling a bit potentially. He's sort of 4/10 off even where Dudley is, who's a 10th off pole at the minute. He's still going. David Ayres, he is done. He is in the pits. He says, "Thank you, boys. I've finished." He thinks obviously he's good enough for pole in the AMs, which is a great effort from him. We're on it tonight.
Yeah. Seniors had a chat over dinner tonight, so hopefully the slipper stays in the cupboard.
More importantly, what was for dinner? What is the pre-race dinner in the Higgins household?
Well, I had meatballs tonight with pasta.
Oh, nice.
I
like it.
We are about 5 degrees hotter than we were in practice here, Mark. Well, I believe we were 27 degrees in practice. We've now gone up to about 32 currently, so we've gone a little bit hotter, but 5 degrees. That could be an explanation why some people are struggling with the car, of course, and they're doing their practice times. Kieran Sharp has gone purple in sector 1. How's he going to do as he comes across the line? Oh, he goes up into 3rd, 104.068. So a stunning lap there from Kieran Sharp. 10 seconds remaining before we get gridding up the steak pie, chips and beans, apparently, in the household.
Very nice. Yeah, I like it.
I'm a chicken and mushroom man myself.
There's got to be gravy added there, surely.
Well, they have beans, mate. I don't think they're going to be having gravy. All right, here is the grid. Arthur Fertile in 1st, John O'Johnson 2nd, Kieran Sharp 3rd, Pete Newman 4th, Morgan Butler 5th, Dan Mould 6th, John Higgins 7th, James Neve 8th, Andrew Pike is in 9th. Your leader of the AMs, David Ayres in 10th, Ryan Dudley in 11th, Mark Chappell 3rd, Craig Jones is 4th in the AMs, Chris Barnes 5th there as well, Danny Kazar down in 15th, Damien Hurst 16th, Jack Werrell 17th place, Roger Morton is in 18th. Then beyond that, Miles Owens, Stuart Gibbons, Tom Weston, Charles Kellerman, Chris Evans, John Glover, Callum Myler, Mick Barry, Chris Dixon, Alan Toon. And then at the back of the grid, we have got Rob Williams and Andy Littler. So there we go. All nice and nestled in, ready to go for this race. And Heat 1 is going to be underway once everybody gets onto the grid as well. Yep, and gravy. Oh,
nice.
Beans.
Now we're talking.
Beans and gravy.
Do you actually like as well? I've just noticed. Have you seen how downhill some of the guys are starting? That's classed as a rolling start, surely.
Yeah, well, they ain't going to be able to help it, are they? It's just the fact that they're so far. Imagine if we had the full 40-car grid, they'll be up over the hill.
Yeah.
Look, there's Andy Littler. He's right at the back. There's Rob Williams as well. So if we had another 10 on that, they'll be even further back. So here we go. Yeah. Just waiting for Pete Newman to get onto the grid and Chris Dixon. So they are literally up the hill. Look at that. There's Chris is on. Where are you, Pete? 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, not a great qualifying there for Robert Williams, was it? At the back of the grid, I wonder if he couldn't get the car hooked up or just 1x'd his laps.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually set a time, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heat 1 is underway here in the JPB Clio Cup live from Road Atlanta Short. And it is Arthur Ferdal out in front currently at the moment. Kieran Sharp battling away with Pete Newman going down into turn one. What's going to be happening further back with this big gaggle of cars with Miles Owens there as well? Everybody made it through into turn one currently at the moment, and it's still Ferdal out in front here leading away once more as they go round turn three, drop down the hill into 4 and 5 of the S's. Not a bad start from everybody there, Mark. Nice and clean.
Yeah, Ferdal is gone at 0.6 of a second already before they even get to the back straight. But yeah, nice to see it. Nice to see people are listening to what we're telling them. But yeah, it looks like somebody's going to have to get after Ferdal pretty quick. Otherwise, that man is going to be checking out and going here. Not many movers in the first lap. Michael Barry is up 3. Damien Hirst down 5. So not the best start for the Rocket Racing with the DDHD car. But yeah, other than that, brilliant start.
Yeah, it was. We've got a second opening up between the arms currently at the moment. Ryan Dudley is leading the way with Craig Jones in 11th, trying to set after him, of course. Then we've got a gaggle of cars behind David Ayres with Danny Kazar trying to make his way through. Jack Werrell as well. Mark Chappell has gone off. Stuart Gibbons is into the pits there as well. No real reason for that for Stuart. It looked like he just entered into the pit lane. So nothing happening to him, but Mark Chappell has been off track. David Ayres trying to fight away with Danny Kazar here and is trying to hold on to him as best he can going through the S's. But further up the grid we've got Kieran Sharp sitting in well, it's kind of a TSRC sandwich with the Pure Sims boys behind him there, Mark, and they're all catching a draft. Not that it's huge in the Clio in general, but you know, that should save Kieran Sharp a little bit.
Yeah, Mould trying to go up the inside here of Butler. Yep, just showing the nose. Not quite got there that time, but yeah, I wouldn't say Jono Johnson's slowing the pace down. I think Ferdal is absolutely flying this evening. 0.8 after 2 laps. He wants this race win. Won race 1 last week, if I remember correctly, at Donington Park. Yep. So yeah, he's trying to go back to back here in race number 1. Fastest lap again from Ferdal.
Damien Hirst has been into the wall. He's there from Rocket Racing out of the exit. What is turn 9? Unfortunately for Damien Hirst. Let's have a look, see what he's been.
3 into 1 isn't going to go here, is it?
No, he's gone up the inside. Did he get tagged on the... Oh, yes. Unfortunately
Didn't leave the room on the inside there, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately for him there. He was off, but he's now back on track. Morgan Butler still got Dan Mould right behind him as well. And Jono Johnston has still got Pete Newman. There's a lot of defences going on here as well. Arthur Ferdal out in front. Jono Johnston second, Newman third. Sharp fourth, Butler fifth. Mould, then Higgins, then Pike there as well. And in the Battle of the Arms, it's still Ryan Dudley with a 2.2 second gap over Craig Jones. Danny Kazar is still up behind David Earl, but look at this gaggle of cars going down through turn, well, 10 technically, as they're all going to come down onto the start-finish straight. There was a run there from Chris Barnes on the inside. Is he going to be looking at taking it 3 wide into turn 1? He's not. And currently, Morton Werrell, Barnes goes up the inside of Miles Owens. So Owens looks like he's struggling here a little bit. Doesn't look comfortable in this car at the moment. And unfortunately, he's all the way down in 17th overall. So, yeah, unfortunately for him, not looking too comfortable there. Charles Kellerman battling away with Mick Barry. These guys do know each other from another series, of course, for the UK Sim Racers on a Tuesday. So this should be a nice little comfortable, battle and seeing how these guys get on as well. But your boy, Jack there, is currently sitting in 15th overall, 4th in class. And that's he's got currently the Chris Barnes beside him going into the chicane. Barnes looks like he's just about to get through, and he does do. So Jack's down another position.
Yeah, and I know we're a long way left of this race yet. Oh, Butler with the fastest lap, going faster than anybody that time by. Look who's in the hot transfer spot for race number 2. That'll be a massive break if Dudley stays there, because that'll be 11 places before his next rival.
Oh, Owens is going down. He's going down. Oh no, he's back up again. Oh, he must be blinking for Miles Owens. He's unfortunately, Mike Chappell's gone past as well, but it is still Chris Barnes with Jack Werrell behind him. Jono Johnson has still got Pete Newman. 15 minutes remaining there as well, Mark. And Newman, as they were currently for the first part of this race.
Yeah, I think Newman's going to show his nose here. There we go, heading at the inside into the final chicane. That's Newman's corner. So Johnny Johnson.
Leaving room, leaving room! Oh!
Whoa. Now we're going to go 3 wide into the final corner.
God, blimey.
So Newman gone from on the attack, now on the defensive to Sharp, who's got the inside for turn number 1. You'd expect Sharp's just going to break a little bit later. Let's see what happens here. Newman late on the brakes, Sharp to the inside. This is going to be risky going up here, and Butler wants to get in the action, pushing Sharp from behind. And as they hit the curb, Sharp through there to P number 3 in front of the 2 Pure Sims cars.
Yeah, Kieran Sharp doing an absolute stellar job, moves up into P3. Johnson's got a little bit of a break at the moment. He needs to make the most of it. Dan Mould nestled in behind Morgan Butler as well. So Dan Mould tucked up behind the Pure Sims of Morgan Butler from SRL. Kieran Sharp's on the left-hand side. What's Pete Newman going to be able to do here? They're going to be side by side. Going down into the chicane they go. Once more, Sharp, is he going to be later on the brakes again? He's got to give him room. Oh, he does. That's allowed Newman through. Butler's having an attack as well. Over Kieran Sharp. He's going to have that inside line for the run down into the hill. Dan Moll's trying to follow him through as well. Kieran Sharp needs John Higgins there to give him a little bit of a help. As much as possible, put Dan Mould under pressure. Get him out of the way of Kieran Sharp if you can. Let Sharpie go on and do what he needs to do. But at the moment, it's all very close between 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th place here, Mark. And this could be an interesting one for the next 14 minutes.
Yeah, I think Mould was trying to push the Pure Sims boys through to try and get through himself. Caught the inside curb just before they came onto the straight, and he was lucky not to run into the side door of Sharp. But yeah, John O'Johnson, 1.7 now back from Thirdle. But then, yeah, there's now an 8/10 gap back to Newman. So yeah, the front 2 breaking away, and then we've got this massive gaggle of cars. We've got 2 Pure Sims cars, 2 Sim Racing Collective cars, and then Danny Mould wants to get up behind his teammate who's currently sitting in 2nd.
Yeah, if he can here. Thirdle was kind of checking out at the moment. Is Newman holding him up at the moment? Johnson's pulling out. He's nearly out at 9/10, almost a 2nd gap there. He has just reached a 2nd. Butler's going to try and go up the inside of his teammate, of course. I don't think these guys are going to fight very hard. Butler does look quicker than Newman, though, Mark. I'm not going to lie. Butler looks the quicker one of these 2 guys as well. So maybe it's time for Butler to have a go at trying to get onto the back of John O'Johnson. Dan Mould has lost a few positions. He's been, I believe, he must have taken an excursion somewhere off track, because he lost a position to Kieran Sharp and then loses a position to John Higgins. We'll try and have a look back at that one in a minute. Stuart Gibbons is still in the pits. Christopher Evans is in there as well. But at the moment, Dan Mould tucked up behind Andrew Pike, and we've got 3 Sim Racing Collective cars in front of him currently. And I'm wondering what happened to Dan Mould there. Well, I'll have a try and catch that at the end of this straight if we can. These guys are going to be running side by side. Mould's on the left-hand side here. Is he going to be able to make this inside line work? He's got to be later on the brakes. He does, and commits fully, and that's Dan Mould up 1 place, of course, there as well. But how did he end up losing them positions to Kieran Sharp?
So here's what I was saying. Watch Mould just clip this inside. Oh, sends the car sideways. Very lucky there, not running sharp. What happens then into turn number 1? He's going side by side.
I'll be interested to see where Pike gets through. Mould must have made a mistake.
Yeah, nothing at the top of the hill. There's no slow down there.
No. Let's have a look. I wonder if it's further on. It's coming down into the chicane. Mould goes in a little bit deep. That allows Higgins through, and that's how he ended up under pressure from Andrew Pike there as well. And here is Pike still fighting away with Mould as well. Further down, David Ayres and Craig Jones, the 2 results clothing boys. I know David Ayres is the boss here, so this is going to be an interesting one. Be careful, sir. Don't want to take out the manager. You know what I mean? Unfortunately for Ollie Ricks, it looks like he's had a bit of an incident as well, and has put himself in, Chris Dixon, put himself into the pits. He went off track. And there we go from there too. But David Ayres looks like he's got the inside run over Craig Jones. and is through. So David Ayres put himself up into second place currently. Nice little tiny battle in the AMs here as well. The Ryan Dudley still out in front, checking out. We will be looking at promotions and demotions this week as well. So there's a possibility that Ryan Dudley may move up to pros here, Mark. To be fair, it's probably where he belongs to a degree with some of his pace he's showing.
Yeah, he's definitely come out flying this season, hasn't he? But yeah, we're all leading the championship, but it's not going his way this evening. But yeah, they could do with Danny Kazaya getting up into that P10 spot, because otherwise, yeah, Dudley's going to have this massive advantage going into race number 2. And I reckon if he stays there, I reckon he could be up for at least a top 5 in race number 2.
Well, let's see how Dudley gets on. Currently still sat in that pole position slot here as well. Chris Barnes has just gone past Roger Morton. So
and I think we've had a change at the top as well. Jono Johnson has dropped 2 places behind both of the Pure Sims guys. Well, this is a battle now, isn't it?
Yeah, where did that? Morgan Butler got past him here. Oh, Johnson's just gone in wide. Lost a little bit of time. Unfortunately, put him off the line. He's had to try and stay out the back end of Morgan Butler. And then Pete Newman must have got him down into the chicane. Oh, coming out the exit of chicane. Jono Johnson was slow. Newman's got the inside line. And once we know they got the inside line, that's generally job done there as well. Oh, Mick Barry's had an incident. Unfortunately for him, he's now into the pits. Is Mick Barry, 9 minutes on the clock remaining, and look at this, we've got Butler, Newman, Jono Johnson, Kieran Sharp and John Higgins fighting their way, as we have further down here as well, with these AMs battling nicely. Jack Werrell and Roger Morton and Chris Barnes. Jack's on the right, Chris is on the left hand side. Here we go now, down into the chicane. Jack's trying to send it around the outside. Is he going to get enough room? Wow, ow, Chris has lost a place to Roger Morton. Oh, that was nice from Jack there. Did a good job, but back up front, it's all kicking off once more.
Yeah, these Pure Sims boys not getting it their own way anymore, are they? Look at this, fantastic wide, and who's that's gone wide? That's Butler losing places, hand over fist here, and he's going to lose another one. Who's going past him? That's Pike as they touch.
John Higgins Jr. The first
Ouch.
major tag casualty of race 1.
Yeah, hopefully he can get that Clio and it's not too bent. He needs to get up behind Ryan Dudley. It sounds okay, looks like he's checking the steering. We'll find out what happens when he goes into the chicane here. But yeah, just got caught on the back of Butler there. I think he was trying to get up the inside. And yeah, fired into the barrier he went. So let's see what happens here.
How much steering has he got? Well, he's still carrying pace.
Yeah, it sounds okay. That's straight past Danny Kazar there. So yeah, hopefully he gets his head back on and yeah, tries to get up to the back of Dudley. But yeah, tough ask with 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, and he's got quite a way as well. I'm not going to lie, he's got about 5 seconds before he gets onto the back of Ryan Dudley. So it's going to be a tough one there for him, I think. But this is where it all went a little bit wrong. Coming down the hill. Oh. Just goes to show how yeah, just goes to show how robust the Clios are, though, because obviously he's still going after that. That would have ended most cars' run there. Williams is having a battle with Glover all the way down in 22nd and 23rd place as well. So nice little tidy battle further on down the back end of the field, of course, with these two guys now less than about 3 attempts apart at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out later on, of course, as the race goes on with about 6 minutes remaining. There's a 1.2 second gap from Kieran Sharp to Jono Johnson. I think that's going to come down quite rapidly, though. Not going to lie, because Kieran Sharp's no slouch here, Mark, is he? And, you know, he wants to get on with it.
No, he's definitely quick, running P2 in the actual championship this year. So it's been a good start from Kieran Sharp. I've raced him a couple of times in other series. But yeah, interesting to note as well, Sharp was the fastest at that time by a couple of, well, 3 tenths faster than anybody else. Butler had a 104.1, but had an off track, so that doesn't count. But yeah, flying is Sharp. He's going to get onto the back of of Jono Johnson for sure and see if he can get onto the back of Pete Newman. But yeah, Thirdle, an absolute fantastic display. That might be a slowdown.
Not currently. Doesn't look like it.
A lot of curb there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's lifting currently at the moment. So Newman trying to go defensive from Jono Johnson. That inside line never really works here, Mark, because it puts you under attack going up the hill, doesn't it? Can't sort of end up a little bit more slowly, and then Jono Johnson got a slow exit himself, and that's put Kieran Sharp right up behind him. 4.5 minutes remaining of race 1, top 10 reverse. Currently, David Ayres is in that position with the spinning, obviously, of John Higgins has moved up there. Craig Jones is under attack. He's trying to actually tackle John Higgins. Higgins does look quick. He's just kind of got on his bike, and Danny Kazar is now coming up to the back end of Craig Jones here as well. So, unfortunately for Mr. Admin Craig Jones, he looks like he's going to have Danny Kazar for the next few laps battling away here as well. Down here, Chris Barnes. Roger Morton in front of Miles Owens. Owens not looking comfortable in the car at Road Atlanta this week. However, he has got a great exit out of turn 5, and that should put him up for a barnstorming run down into the chicane, hugging that inside line. Come away a little bit, boys. We've seen netcode become an issue, unfortunately, in this Clio Cup. Owens is just about to go up the inside. He is, and Barnes gives him a little nudge for good health. So that's Miles Owens up into 16th place in the red, white and black Platinum racing car. But Jono Johnson now, Kieran Sharp accompany him up.
Yeah, it's certainly going to get a bit tasty with 4 minutes to go, isn't it? You know, these guys are fighting for the back end of the podium, aren't they? Really, sort of P3. You got Newman trying to hold on for dear life for these boys. Jono Johnson impressed me this week, flying. He's normally towards the back end of the top 5. You probably won't mind me saying, but yeah, definitely showing pace this week. We've got a slow car as we're heading into the chicane. Is this going to make a factor? Hopefully not. As it dive onto the brakes, Newman hooks at the apex, and he's going to use this Clio here. Probably going to go up the inside of him as they go towards the start and finish straight. This might give him a bit of a gap. But yeah, Kieran Sharp not dropping off the back yet. Morgan Butler was 0.2 quicker than this group in front, so he's coming as well. And obviously that's going to bring Dan Mould back into this and Andrew Pike. But yeah, 2 AMs are looking at 1-2 for race number 2. Let's hope Higgins can get past. That's what Dudley's going to be thinking. But yeah, Ayres sitting pretty there in P number 10.
Yeah, there is. It's a nice little battle down here with Jack, Roger Morton, Chris Barnes, Miles Owens. Owens under attack from Mark Chappell further down, of course. This is battle for 17th and 18th. Miles Owens' internet is not going to help this situation this evening. Not going to lie. He's normally got quite a stable connection as Miles Owens, and unfortunately for him, he's blinking a little bit. In the middle of the pack, we've got David Ayres under attack from John Higgins Jr. Junior here going to try and get him on the straight. He looks like he's going to be fast. He's on a kind of a bit of a recovery. If he makes this move, he'll be in pole position for race 2.
And that's exactly what he's got to be thinking. Get up into that reverse grid and away we go. So where's he going? He's going to show the inside. Heading at the inside. David Ayres isn't going to fight this one. He knows that Higgins is a pro, but he also realises now that Dudley's going to have a massive break going into race number 2. The only AM in the top 10. But yeah, Higgins through and away.
Yeah, Johnson still settling up behind Pete Newman. We've got literally, there's going to be this one and one more, I think, here tonight beforehand. So let's see how Johnson deals with this. He's got to stay close round turn 5, Mark, and try and get that run down into the chicane.
Yeah, it's this fast right-hander. I wonder what I bet the front tyres are screaming now as we head to the end of this. They're all starting to push a little bit wider, and Butler right on the back of Sharp now. Is this going to be an overtake? Got 2 kind of mini groups here, but yeah, Johnson trying to find a way past Newman. Butler trying to find a way past Sharp. Hopefully, they'll keep it clean as we head on to, I think, the final lap. It's
going to be the final lap here with Arthur Thirdle. We're going to see Barney waving. We'll jump on board with Thirdle as he comes round the final lap. Jack Werrell has been involved in an incident as well. Unfortunately for Jack, looks like he may have got caught up here. So we can have a look back and see what Jack Werrell has been up to. Oh, that's alongside Roger Morton. Chris Barnes. Is it Chris Barnes? 245. Oh! Oh! Ouch.
Ah, that bridge is pretty stable there, I'd say.
I would say... Oh, Arthur's lost it. Arthur lost it on the final lap of the race.
Oh, no.
Oh, Ferdel's in the wall. Final lap of the race.
That's unreal.
The car just went straight. Watch. It looks like something disconnects, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's really peculiar.
But that's allowed Pete Newman here to take the victory in race 1. Newman's going to get the run down to the line. And it is Newman, Johnson and Kieran Sharp in the pros. And then in the arms, it's going to be Ryan Dudley. And then behind that, David Ayres. That, look, the most bizarre incident.
I'm really confused. I don't actually know what's happened there. It looked like he just drove off the track, got caught by the curb, and it fired him into the barrier.
Yeah, let's have a look at board. It didn't turn.
That was really strange.
Not entirely sure how Arthur Fertel ended up there. Not going to lie. But here are the results for race 1. So let's have a quick look now. Pete Newman is your winner. John Johnson 2nd. Kieran Sharp 3rd. Morgan Butler 4th. Dan Mould 5th. Andrew Pike 6th. Arthur Fertel down in 7th place. James Neve 8th. Ryan Dudley, the leader of the AMs there. Well done, Ryan Dudley. John Higgins 10th. David Ayres 11th. Danny Cazard 12th. Craig Jones 13th. Chris Barnes 14th. Roger Morton 15th. Mark Chappell 16th. Tom Weston 17th. And Charles Kellerman down in 18th place. Andy Littler 19th. Rob Williams 20th. Jonathan Glover 21st. Callum Milam 22nd. Miles Owens 23rd. Damien Hurst 24th. Chris Dixon 25th. Jack Werrell 26th. Alan Toon 27th. And Chris Evans down in 28th place. I've got to be honest, that was a very, very bizarre incident there from Arthur Fertel. Not entirely sure how that one became where it did, but let's have a look at the grid for race 2. John Higgins is in 1st, Ryan Dudley 2nd, James Neve 3rd, Arthur Fertel 4th, Andrew Pike 5th, Dan Mould 6th, Morgan Butler 7th, Kieran Sharp 8th, Jono Johnson 9th, and Pete Newman in 10th. David Ayres 11th, Danny Cazard 12th, Craig Jones 13th, Chris Barnes 14th, Roger Morton 15th, Mark Chappell 16th, Tom Weston 17th, and Charles Kellerman down in 18th place. Then on from there, we've got Andy Littler 19th, Rob Williams 20th, Jonathan Glover 21st, Callum Milan 22nd, Miles Owens 23rd, Damien Hurst 24th, Chris Dixon 25th, Jack Worrell 26th, Alan Toon 27th, Chris Evans 28th, Mick Barry and Stuart Gibbons will line up behind that one there as well. Seemed very bizarre from Arthur Fertel there. I'm not too sure what happened. Maybe we can drag him in. Can I drag him in for a chat? I wonder. Should we pull him in? Let's see if we can have a quick chat with him here as well. So Arthur Fertel has joined us in the booth. Arthur, how are you?
I was better about 5 minutes ago.
Mate, what happened? Because it just didn't look right.
I didn't know what Alan was doing. He should have just moved over on the pit straight, lifted off and let me past. He wasn't racing anyone. Instead, I was going to just follow him through the chicane, through the S's. Instead, he moved over where I didn't expect him to. And I didn't know how much he was going to slow down when I was alongside him. So I didn't know where I could turn in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to turn in. And unfortunately, so I turned in a bit late. I should have held my brake a bit more, and I dipped a rear wheel on the grass.
Oh, it didn't look like you hit the grass there, mate. It looked like it was all on the curb, and then the car just kind of went on.
No, the rear wheel got on the grass. The rear wheel just dipped it.
Oh, okay, mate. Well, you know, the only good thing is you're ahead of Pete Newman for race 2 there, bud. About the same distance he finished ahead of you in race 1. So, you know, let's see you go for it.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
Just go for it.
Run that easy.
Just you can still go out. You're in 4th place here, mate. James Neve, Ryan Dudley, John Higgins in front of you. You can go and do this easily.
I'll go for it, obviously, but I should have just I'm really annoyed at the moment with myself, so we'll see what happens.
Well, let's see how you get on there, bud. Come on, get on with it, Mr. Fertile. We've seen this before. Right, a minute and a half, bud, before we start. Get yourself back in the room, and I'll catch up with you later.
Thanks, see you later.
There you go.
That'll do it.
That will do it, won't it?
Yeah, bit of third-party participation, we'll call that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see Alan Toon in that. Did you?
No, whether he was a little bit, but not from the camera angle we were looking at. I did see they were catching him, but I didn't realise that there was that much of a part played, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know on that one. We are going to be gridding up very shortly, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Let's have, subscribe, turn on the bells. We did break 900 subscribers. We are now 97 away from the magical 1,000 subscribers, which I might add we have achieved since September last year. So averaging about 100 subscribers per month. So that's absolutely incredible. So get yourself involved in that one as well, and get on the subscribe list, and you can make it on. You can feel a part of climbing to the magical 1K. But we are here. 15 seconds remaining. These guys have got to get out on the grid, mind you. I don't know if some of them are going to make this. What is the situation? Unless all of a sudden they all appear from nowhere. There are some cars missing. Dan Mould is another one. Is not going to make this. Like Mick Barrett. Oh,
he is. There he is, just in time.
Just in time, literally.
That's right, boys. You've only got 5 minutes to do it.
I know. We gave him plenty of time here. So here we go. The lights are going to be on now. Race 2 will be underway. John Higgins Jr. is on pole. Here we go. It's go, go, go. And it's all about Ryan Dudley's got an absolute barnstorming start there as he leads down into turn 1. Arthur Fertle's on the outside. I'm not entirely sure I'd want to be there going into turn 1. I'm not going to lie. He's a little bit more cautious there as well, and that allows Andrew Pike to come up behind him. But at the moment, everybody's made it through cleanly. Higgins out in front with Dudley, with Neeb, with Fertile. And then we've got Dan Mould and Morgan Butler side by side going through there as well. Further back in the pack, nobody having any real incidents here, Mark. Everybody made it through cleanly. And it's John Higgins out in front currently there with about half a second lead.
Yeah, brilliant start there. Nice and clean from everybody. You could see Thurdle was very, very cautious as he went over the hill. And a big move to the start with Sharp past the two Pearson's boys. So great start from Kieran Sharp up into Peter's number 7. But yeah, a man that doesn't want to be anywhere near anybody else, John Higgins Jr., trying to use Ryan Dudley to his advantage. You would assume Dudley being a bit, well, one of the amateurs, you'd assume he's a little bit slower. But yeah, another great start from Dudley. Massive gap now to David Ayres, who is the next AM.
There he is, David Ayres, all the way down in 11th place, of course. We got this little battle with Roger Morton, Mark Chappell, Andy Littler, Jonathan Glover, Charles Kellerman there as well. Looks like Glover's just about to try and run him around the outside. Is he going to be able to survive? Charles Kellerman nips in, he does one. Is he going to do Andy Littler coming up the hill as well? Is Charles Kellerman going to get this? He's got to try and get the run around the outside. He has! Oh, that was one of the Triple P boys. That's Callum Ilam. Off, unfortunately, for Callum there as well. Jono Johnson trying to make his way through. Pete Newman in front of him. And then we've got this gaggle of cars here as well. But John Higgins Jr. holding his own out front. And so is Ryan Dudley, sitting in second place at the moment.
Yeah, fantastic for the AM driver here. He's going to be rubbing his hands together with, well, struggling, I would say, this evening. If you know, won't be saying that. But yeah, not the pace that he had last week at Donington Park. But yeah, Thurdle flying through the field now. Got a decent gap between him and who I would say is his next competitor, sort of the Pearson's boys. So yeah, going to try and make a bit of a statement after obviously that last lap mistake in race number 1. But yeah, John Higgins Jr. flying 8 tenths is his lead as they head out onto lap number 3.
Yeah, I'm expecting Fertel to catch Dudley pretty quickly, and that's no disrespect to Ryan Dudley. We've just seen how quick Arthur Fertel has been here as well. So from Fertel's point of view, do you know the thing is, I like the fact of what Arthur done there. He kind of stayed stationary, let all the cars spread out a bit, and then after lap 2, when they were a little bit further apart, he made the move past Neve. He's now going to have a clear run at Dudley. He'll have a clear run at Higgins if he gets past Dudley, of course. I'm not saying Ryan's going to roll over and get his belly tickled and his legs up in the air and Fertel's just going to go through. But from Fertel's point of view, he played it sensibly, didn't he? I think everybody at this moment in time, knowing what race 2 has been like, has played it really sensibly this time around, Mark. They've all kind of nestled in, stayed as they are, and then look at making moves further on as the race goes on.
Yeah, it's always the way. If you make a massive move on the first lap, you're going to lose all of the places. You could literally drop to the back of the field if you go off here. But yeah, Danny Kazar going at the inside here into turn number 1. That's a fantastic move past David Ayres, but David Ayres not giving that up at all. But I feel he should just sit behind Danny and I'll follow him through. But yeah, massive gap now in front of him, 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, as well. You can see the cars coming over through turn 3, dropping through. Mark Chappell, Roger Morton, Charles Kellerman, Andy Littler, John Glover, Jack Werrell, Tom Weston, all involved with this one. So Stuart Gibbons is in the pits again. I'm wondering what's going on with Stuart tonight. He's not sitting comfortably here this evening at Road Atlanta. Did he get caught up? No, he just runs it himself. So strange.
Yeah, the 3 cars up in front of him. Yeah, there were 3 wide in front of him. I think he was trying to kind of work out where they were going to go and just opened up the steering by the look of it. Yeah, Higgins 8/10 now the gap. Danny Mould fastest on track at that time by. Let's see as they come through. Who's that going at the inside? No, that's Andrew Pike being nice and offensive there. That's getting past James Neve, and who's that going around the outside as well?
Dan Mould, number 8 is always Dan Mould. Recognise that number anywhere, and it is Dan Mould. So Dan Mould chasing down James Neve. Unfortunately for James Neve, he showed a lot of pace in practice, not so much in a race, and unfortunately for him, he's caught himself in the middle of a pack with very, 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 very fast people. So from James Neve's point of view, he's either going to sit and learn, or he's going to go down the order faster than the Titanic sank in the ocean here, mate, isn't he? He's going to be, he's got to do it either way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be where you lose 1 or 2 and that whole pack is going to come past you. So he's got to keep his eyes out here. Doesn't really want to be trying to get past Pike, but Mould trying to force the issue as they come down into the final corner.
He's going to be pushed out now, though. He's got to try and get back on the line. He either backs out and tries to slips in behind Mould because he's going to be on the outside going down into turn 1 as James Neve. Nobody wants to be there. The TSRC boys running up the inside. Here comes Pete Newman as well. This is it. Neve is getting bullied. He's just had his shoes nicked. He's got his lunch stolen as well, and he's now unfortunately lost a bunch of positions. 3 places. There was contact there with Kieran Sharp and Pete Newman. Newman's gone down as well. Neve survived another day. He's gone home with his trainers at least this time around, but boy oh boy did he get muscled out there, Mark, and he just lost them 3 places. Managed to gain 1 back, but it could have been a lot worse for James Neve on that one.
Yeah, once you're on the outside of any sort of corner, it's yeah, they're just going to push each other through. And look at that, Thirdle past Dudley. We didn't quite see that, but yeah, another great result here coming from Arthur Thirdle. He's going to head off after John Higgins Jr. Only a 10th separating them last time by, but Thirdle absolutely flying this lap. Let's see as they come past the start-finish line. What have we got lap times wise?
Oh, he's pulled out half a second near enough.
Yeah, 104.5 Thirdle, 105.3 for Dudley. So yeah, bit of a tough lap for Dudley, but yeah, Thirdle is after Higgins. Headlights will be ablaze.
Butler's off. Butler is off. He went off track. Was there contact there with James Neve? That's going to be the question. Oh, that looks already further on. Let's try and get a better angle on that, unfortunately. Let's have a look what happened there with James Neve. Oh, he gets all squirrely. Oh, grass.
Neve touches the grass.
Yeah. Where's he going? Go on, son.
James is still having an accident.
He's got it. He's got it. He's fine.
James Neve was mid-accident that whole straight.
Yeah, he hit the grass, and that unfortunately put him down there as well. So poor James Neve, it's going to be a letter of apology in the post to Morgan Butler, no doubt. Williams fighting away here with Damien Hirst. He's got Miles Owens, who's just about to send it from so far back. Oh, the man's on the track there up front. Damien Hirst. Where's Williams going now? Oh, he's just overcooked the car, going into the hairpin, and is into the kitty litter for Rob Williams. But Pike now has got Dan Mould right behind him. Fertel's gap at 1 point. Well, he's not. He's 3 tenths back, sorry. And they pulled out 1.3 over Ryan Dudley here as well. It looks like there's a lot of people, unfortunately, taking ventures into the pits at this moment in time. Jack Werrell, Stuart Gibbons, and David Ayres. So, unfortunately for them three, it looks like done and dusted for them as well. Ollie Ricks had a problem joining the session. He said he's finally in. Will it allow me to join the last race? It should do, young sir. Yeah, not entirely sure why Ricks couldn't get in there. Higgins made a mistake coming out. That's going to allow Arthur Fertel to go through. Just 9 minutes it took him to get from 4th to 1st place.
Yeah, fantastic drive there through the field. Like we said, nice and easy. Let the pack spread out, then start making moves. The boy knows that he's got some pace this evening, but John Higgins is going to want to stay on the back of him. Hopefully try and pressure him into a mistake. If they do catch traffic, then yeah, he wants to be right there. But yeah, no slouch, John Higgins. We've seen he's quick throughout these first sort of 3 races. But yeah, Ryan Dudley about to get dropped into this pack.
Yeah.
Here comes Mr. Fish.
Andrew Pike, Dan Mould, Kieran Sharp, Pete Newman there as well. So Newman is doing kind of in the reverse of where they were in race 1 for Arthur Fertel, of course. Newman took the win, Fertel was 7th. This time round, Fertel's out in front and Newman's 7th. So nice little mixture of points there as well that keep Arthur Fertel in the championship hunt here as well. But Higgins looks like he's got a bit of a run coming out of turn 9. He's going to start going around turn 10 now. This is a learning process for John Higgins, isn't it, really, Mark? He's got to kind of sit in and realise and learn from Arthur Fertel where Fertel is quicker, because they got a top 20 reverse, and currently Andy Littler is going to be in the pole for that. But this can be a good learning experience for John Higgins.
Yeah, he just needs to sit on the back of Fertel, literally sit on the back of him, because they've got a massive gap to Ryan Dudley before. And yeah, it's nice to follow some of the fast guys now and again, but yeah, Dudley is slipping back into Mr. Fish, as they call him in the Discord server. Andrew Pike, who's gone wide. Mould through.
Can he hold it? He can. Can he get it back under? He can. He's got a bit of a gap to Danny Kazar. That's fine. However, Kazar is coming. Not going to lie here, Andrew Pike. You need to kind of get on your boots a little bit here, mate. Put that foot on that pedal and get going. Unfortunately, it looks like Mark Chappell's been off as well. Morgan Butler's been off track once more and has dropped all the way down to 20th place for Butler. Oh, this is turn 1. Oh. Maybe, possibly a little bit of contact on Damien Hirst there. And unfortunately, that's how Morgan Butler ended up further down the order. Dan Mould, Ryan Dudley, here we go. Dudders is going to get eaten up faster than he's going to get drunk that Duff beer, I'll tell you that much, by Homer Simpson, and he did. But then again, he did it smart, didn't he? He pulled over, let him go through. Go on, son, I've got ages.
Yeah, whether he let him go through, we didn't see that final chicane. Oh, as they're 2 by 2 in front, that is Mould and Sharp. Oh, bit of contact there. Sharp's going to have the inside here, so Dan's going to back out of this. But yeah, look who's not far behind. Mr. Newman wants a piece of this as well. I think he's saying at the minute, right, boys, you fight that. Me and Mr. Dudley are just going to wait for the fireworks to go off. But yeah, Jono Johnson is not having his greatest race, P12. So sitting middle of the grid. So Dan is up there by himself. Thirdle, not pulling away from John Higgins either. 10th of a second was the lap difference last time. But yeah, John Higgins just got to sit there now. Let's get this race out of the way and start P19 and P number 20 in race number 3.
Do you know what? When you mention that reverse and you sit back and realise that these guys are going to go out to 20th place in race 2, you sit back and just think, how is this going to work? It's just going to be... But Arthur Fertel trying to come back through the field here from that position. He's going to be behind. Morgan Butler at the moment is sitting in pole position. He's got about a 4.7 second gap over Alan Toon to try and close up as well. I'm expecting that to come down quite quick here But yeah, that's going to be a tough one here. Higgins dropping back a little bit now, gaps out nearly to half a second. So unfortunately for him, he's losing a little bit of time this time around, but Higgins still doing an absolute stellar job. Kieran Sharp still got down mould from SRL right behind him as well, and then Newman. Dudley's further back, but he's got no real threats here in the class championship overall. He is in front with Chris Barnes sitting down in 10th place, a long way back, mind you. So Dudley can afford to let more cars through if it comes to it. I'm not saying he will, but there's an opportunity. Roger Morton Barnes here as well. Jono Johnson's trying to come back through. Car number 29, he does. He's going to take 2 going over the hill. He's on the inside line. Here he comes now. Johnson's through. Is Morton going to hang it out around the outside? He's not. He's tucked up behind Barnes. Coming down into turn 1. Craig Jones right behind him as well. The battle of the admins. This admin chat could be absolutely hysterical. Oh, no! No, hold it. Oh, he kept out of the wall. Did Roger Morton. And I can guarantee, as soon as you see Craig Jones go past you, you know there's going to be a sarcastic message come through after the chat here as well. So, unfortunately for him, he lost a place to Craig Jones there. And here is the battle with Mould and Sharp.
Yeah, I think Morton's going to need some new pants before he goes into race number 3. But yeah, these two getting feisty now. Sharp squeezing Mould onto the grass there. These two are going to, rub doors and, trade paintwork. But yeah, here comes Pete Newman. He's going to sit and watch this as he heads up the inside of Sharp. Don't think he's got the overlap.
Oh, I thought Sharp was coming across track. Oh,
yeah.
dear.
Yeah, Newman at the inside here. This is going to be move done for the Pure Sims driver here. Yeah, Sharp backs out of it. Says, right, you can have a go at Mr. Mould now then. Oh, as they push from the exit. Lucky with the netcode, didn't catch them out there. But yeah, Dan Mould, fiery this evening is Mr. Mould. As, Newman heads off after him. John Higgins still keeping with our fiddle, which is great to see. Gap up to 5/10. But yeah, he's still there. We've not forgot about those two up front. But yeah, fantastic battle for the last place on the podium here for race number 2.
Yeah, Alan Toon round the last corner. That's allowed Williams to go through. Williams now sitting in pole position for race number 2. The pro of Williams here in pole position. I bet that's not a position he wants to find himself in. I'm not going to lie here, with the top 20 tucked up right behind him as well. I know it's a great opportunity, but it's always tough when you're not as fast as the quick guys up front.
Yeah, and it'll be Butler that's going to be... he'll be disappointed with this race for sure. But yeah, he's sitting in 19th. Yeah, it's going to be his race that he's going to want that to at least... Whether he tries to get through everybody, but with 5 minutes to go, I think he's just going to sit pretty and go, right, race number 3 is mine.
From Williams' point of view, what's he got to do to get it off the line, Mark? You look like he's struggling a little bit getting that car off the line.
For me, I just stick it into first, dump the clutch completely, and then just, yeah, you don't really get a lot of wheel spin in this car. If you try and ride the clutch, that's when you start getting wheel spin. So literally just drop the clutch as soon as the green lights go, and he should be good to go. But yeah, I'll speak to him this week, see why he's struggling, and yeah, see if we can get him up to speed. Oh, there's something going on between Mould and Newman. That gap is coming down there side by side for sure.
Oh. Comes
That
Dudley.
Yeah, the little lamb's going, thank you very much. Cheers, boys. I knew that was coming. But yeah, they came together. But Newman straightened up. Mould obviously knew that he was going to come across him. But yeah, straightened him up. So yeah, all fair there. Kieran Sharp gone. Thank you, boys. Goodbye.
Yeah, I love Ryan Dudley. He's just like, no, you carry on. All right, I took it for a brief moment. You go back past me, boys. Get on with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's going to want that AM title back, isn't he? You know, he's been so dominant these first 2 weeks. Werrell came out flying last week, took the lead of the championship. Dudley's got to be thinking now, right, let's just stay settled. We're not racing these boys. And yeah, let's get some points in the bag. And he's doing a fantastic job this evening. And yeah, a struggling evening for Mr. Werrell, I'd say.
Yeah, Jack Werrell not having such a good time out as he did in Donington, of course. Finished 5th in race 3. The people messaging me, it's quite interesting this week because they're saying to me, like, how do we survive race 3? Like, you know, we've got top 20 reverse, we've got the fast guys coming through. How are we going to survive it? And all I've turned around and said is, look back at race 3. have a look at what Jack Werrell did. I said, because he survived that as an AM and finished 5th place. Have a look at what he did and learn off what Jack Werrell did, because that's the only way you can survive race 3 is be as sensible as what Jack was last week.
Yeah, it's picking your battles. That's exactly what you need to do. Don't get involved with people you don't need to. Craig Jones on the back of Mr. Barnes here as they head up to turn number 3. So the battle of the Craigs, we'll call it. Taking all the curb down on the inside, running it through here, and as they head down into the S's. Who is quicker? Jones. Jones by half a second. So you've got to think Jones is going to want to get past, but both sitting in pretty decent spots for the reverse grid here. And yeah, it's still Williams and Butler going to be on our front rotors. Jones heads round the outside. This is going to be a move and a half if he can get this done. They're going to need to leave each other a lot of space.
Oh, Barnes got in too hot. Jones is going to say thank you very much. Get the run up the hill. Barnes has got to give him room. Bit of a little bit of contact coming over the hill there. Craig Jones on the left or the right as you're looking at it now. Barnes on the inside. Barnes going to let the car run wide. Oh! That could have been blissfully wrong for Chris Barnes there. He did hold on. This is, of course, battle for second in the AM Championship. You can see up front Newman still locking horns with Dan Mould. Once more, they're back together again as we go near enough on to what will be the final lap of the race this time around. But it is currently Dan Mould and Pete Newman on this run round turn 5, coming down into what is collectively 7 and 8 for this track. Is 10A and 10B for the long track, and they're going to be hey, look at that. Go on, son.
I think that was a fantastic recovery.
Yeah.
Dan won't think so. Dan will be absolutely raging with that, but I think that was fantastic and amazing that we caught it on stream. Last lap, Arthur Thirdle, please don't crash.
Yeah, come on, mate. Get it through this time. He does so.
Right, we're through that corner.
Yeah.
Very good. This has got to be Thirdle's race. Surely.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm well impressed with that flip from Dan Mould. I'm not going to lie. That's going to be a YouTube short tomorrow, I can tell him that much. That was incredible.
I bet that hurts. And that hurts to the direct drive if it's caught his hand on the way back through. But yeah, Thirdle heading down into the final chicane for the last time in race number 2. Good drive. Another great drive from Arthur Thirdle. Going to put the pressure on the Pure Sims boys.
Yeah. Here he comes now. It's going to be Arthur Thirdle across the line. He's going to win race 2. He did say you sat out. He does. Takes the victory. John Higgins Jr. in second. Kieran Sharp's going to come across the line in third there. And in the AMs, it's this man, Ryan Dudley, 6th overall. First in the AMs, flying. And then Craig Jones is going to come across and take 2nd place there. But you've got to admit, from Dan Mould's point of view, that was mightily impressive. And we call it live.
Yeah, I bet his mechanic's not too happy though.
Hey, it don't make no difference. Watch this. Oh no, even that was before. I want to see it a little bit before that. This is incredible. He comes across the nose of Newman. And watch. On he goes. Crack on. And the perfect line for the chicane. Oh, and then Newman runs wide and unfortunately molds out onto the kitty litter. But you got to admit, that was a mightily impressive incident with Dan Mould there. As Roger Morton.
If you think that Dan Mould meant to do that, you also believe in unicorns.
Hey,
no,
shush.
No way.
Shush. Stop it, Mark Fletcher. I believe in what I want to believe in. Right. Here are the results for race 2. Arthur Thirdle in 1st place, John Higgins Jr. in 2nd, Kieran Sharp 3rd, Pete Newman 4th, Andrew Pipe 5th, Ryan Dudley 6th, James Neve 7th, Dan Mould 8th, Jono Johnson 9th, Danny Kazard 10th, Craig Jones 2nd in the AMs there behind Ryan Dudley, Chris Barnes 3rd, Tom Wester 4th, Charles Kellerman in 14th, Miles Owens 15th, Mark Chappell 16th, Rob Williams 17th, and Morgan Butler is down in 18th place. David Ayres in 19th. Roger Morton will be poleman in 20th. Andy Littler 21st. Alan Toon 22nd. Damien Ayres 23rd. Then we've got Chris Evans, Jonathan Glover, Chris Dixon, Callum Milam and Jack Werrell. And then behind that looks like Rob Williams is behind that. Why is that not going down any? Can I have the rest of the results, please, sir? No, I can't, clearly. And then we've got Callum Milam, Danny Kazar, Mark Chappell, Pete Newman, Morgan Butler, Chris Barnes, Rob Williams and Ollie Ricks. I don't think that's going to be the correct order there, but we'll wait until these guys move into the grid ready to go. We've got a brief 5-minute warm-up. So let's see how he gets on. Yeah, that was good.
Good second race. And yeah, massive shout out actually to the Sim Racing Collective. They had 3 cars in the top 5. So those boys were obviously putting in the work. I don't know how they got on the last sort of the rounds, but yeah, I did notice that 3 cars in the top 5 for the same team. Great effort. Yeah, and surprisingly, John Higgins Senior very happy in chat.
P2 baby, let's go. And then Jamie Dengle there is Toxic Munchkin. He's put, go on, duds and fertile wax. So there we go.
Fertile wax.
Yeah. So there we go. It should be an interesting one, I think, going into race 3.
Now this will be an interesting one if you want to bring him in.
Who's that?
Morgan Butler.
Let's have a chat.
Good evening,
with Mr. Butler. Good evening, sir.
Hello. How are we?
I'm all right. How are you getting on?
You know, bit bruised, but you know, it is what it is.
Bit bruised. You imagine being down mould.
Did you see Mold's incident?
You know, I'll be honest, mate. The last thing I'd ever want to imagine is being Dan Mould. Love you really.
Oh, you should watch that, mate. You should watch it with Pete Newman. It was a spectacular 360.
I'll be honest, mate. Since about probably, what was it, lap 9, I've had the broadcast on my right monitor. I've not really needed to. I've not been doing particularly hard racing. So I was like, let's get the broadcast up. Watch what's going on. You know, I was enthralled by the battle up with Mr. Higgins and Mr. Thurtle. So many times that, you know, I ended up on 15x because I was that enthralled by the battle. I was like, oh god, there's a track there somewhere.
Oh dearie me! What's the ambitions for race 3, Morgan?
The win.
Now that's a statement.
Mate, he's
yeah, go on then.
Ain't he starting second? You started second, didn't you, I believe?
Third.
P18, I think. I think he's got David Ayres in front.
Mr. Ayres and Mr. Morton.
Okay.
I don't think you get past Morton.
I don't know. If I race as respectful as I've been trying to be, you know, all night, then I probably won't. But if I get the elbows out a bit more, you know, which we know that I can do if I need to, then I can see that little P1 on the side window there of my Clio. But yeah, I'm not gonna be too violent. You know, that would be unsporting.
Yes.
If it makes you feel any better, Arthur Thurdle waited for it to gap a little bit and then drove through the field.
Yes.
So yeah, didn't overtake anybody on the first lap. Waited for the gaps to appear and then used his pace to get away. But yeah, how are you getting these off the line? We're having a couple of people wheel spinning quite a lot as they're trying to get off the line. What's your idea on it?
I can't spill the secrets, you know. I can spill the secrets. What I'll do is I'll jump back in after the race. I'll spill the secrets. I need the start here. I can't be giving Ayres and Morton no advantages.
Well, you're
not first gear
and I'll spill the beans after race 3, depending how it goes.
Well, you better hurry up, mate. You got about 20 seconds to the end of warm up, and then you got the grid to get on. So you go and have a good time, mate. Let's remember, settle down for lap 1 and 2, and then start picking them off.
I'll try, but. You know I can't promise that.
Yes, I know. I'll expect. This is where we'll see an apology in chat later on, won't it, after the race 3? Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to.
I'll message them personally. It's more personal touch. They get less angry when you do that.
Exactly.
Anyways,
Well, get on your boot.
I'm going to jump down ready for the race.
Yeah, take care, mate.
Good luck, mate.
Well, there we go.
It was worth a try, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but I've just put in chat, drop the clutch, first gear, floor it, then let's go. That's what I've got. That's what I put.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the grid for race 3. Roger Morton in first, David Ayres second, Morgan Butler third, Rob Williams fourth, Mark Chappell fifth, Miles Owen sixth, Charles Kellerman seventh, Tom Weston eighth, Chris Barnes ninth, Craig Jones 10th, Danny Kazar 11th, Jono Johnson 12th, Dan Mould 13th, James Neave 14th, Ryan Dudley 15th, Andrew Pike 16th, Pete Newman 17th, and then Kieran Sharp behind that one as well. Then John Higgins Jr., Arthur Ferdle, Andy Littler, Alan Toon, Damien Hurst, Chris Evans, John Glover, Chris Dixon, Callum Milam and Jack Werrell. Stuart Gibbons is managing to get in. He is having severe software issues apparently at the moment as well. And then Mick Barry might be a little bit further back after that. But here we go for race 3. Final race of the evening. And to be honest, I'm quite impressed with this. It's been a nice, good, clean evening so far, Mark.
Yeah, hopefully we get the same for race number 3. Normally the carnage race, as people call it, but yeah, I think the guys have listened this week by the way that race 2's gone. Yeah, just waiting on Newman and Sharp to grid and Michael Barry, and then we're good to go for race number 3 here at round number 3 at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mick Barry's going to make this. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't look like he's here, so there may be a little bit of a wait, but let's see. For Mick Barry, he's got about 30 seconds if he is going to make it. So there we go. 7 laps and Arthur will be P1, says Jamie Dengle, Toxic Munchkin.
Bold statement.
I don't know. But here we go. 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go there as well. Williams got a barnstorming start. He listened to my DM I sent him there as well, and he actually got the car off the line. Go on, Rob Williams, sir. As Roger Morton is out in front, Morgan Butler second. Williams is looking up the inside. Currently at the moment it's going to be bunched up 3 wide. You need to get on your bike a little bit though, mate. You got it off the start, but you got the rest of the track to do as well. Unfortunately for him, and he's side by side, and he's got Miles Owen sucked up right behind him at the moment as well. Everybody again, Mark, made it through cleanly. 3 out of 3 for everybody so far.
Yeah, we've not got anybody moving down the order, which is good news. But yeah, out front, Morgan on the back of Morton already. So yeah, he's going to want to get past and get gone knowing Morgan. So yeah, up the inside as we head into the chicane. Yep, this is almost going to be the job done. Morton, is he going to let him have it, or is Morgan Butler going to have to push? No, done. Move completed. Goodbye, Mr. Butler.
Yeah, Owens has gone up the inside of Williams there as well. That's another move for him. Ferdle currently still in 20th. Is letting everybody settle down, doing what he did in race 2. I think that's sensible from Arthur Ferdle. He's going to be looking up the inside of Ryan Dudley. Here we go, the Am and the Pro. Arthur Ferdle's going to go down. Danny Kazar's off. Oh, Kazar is off. Kazar is off. Who is that with him? Jono Johnson. I wonder, though, if that started with Tom Weston here. Oh, Jono's up the inside of Weston. Oh. And then Johnson and I believe Kazar. Let's have a look at the further incident after that.
Johnson just got on the grass and just couldn't stop the car.
Yep. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
So I wouldn't have seen that coming at all.
No.
Perfectly in the blind spot there.
No, you can't see anybody like that, can you? When they're going onto the grass like that, there's just nowhere for him to go. And unfortunately, he's not going to stop the car. And unfortunately for Kazar, he was the wall that stopped him going through. So, Ferdle now moving up onto the back of Higgins. Higgins currently, Morton has got David Ayres tucked up right behind him at this moment in time as well. And it is Butler out in front. Ayres in at the arms. Dan Mould, the fastest man on the track, currently on a 104.9. Dan Mould actually 104.76 he's just done currently. And that's Miles Owens and Chris Barnes side by side going up into turn 3. This never normally works because of that run out. It did this time around. Mould, you're going to have to hold on, mate. They're battling there, bud. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he's going to want to get through here quick, isn't he? I think he's going to just slowly get the curve on the inside, get the car rotated, and away we go. I think we're going at the inside of Chris Barnes at the end of this straight. Newman tucked up behind him, a couple of tenths back, but yeah, fastest man on track that time by. They're certainly trying to make moves to the field. Ooh. And yeah, Barnes goes defensive. Mould is not going through there. Yeah, fantastic from Rob Williams here. slow off the line, lost 5 places, but yeah, he's survived lap number 1. That's all he wanted to do this evening. So yeah, stay in the top 10 and away he goes, fighting with Craig Jones, currently P number 3 in the AMS.
Yeah, the thing is with Williams, right, he didn't get a bad run out. He listened to what I said when I messaged him saying, because I said to you, didn't I, is he going to get it off the line? And then I was quickly on the typing keyboard because I know he struggles to get the car off the line. He's obviously, Rob's a friend of mine outside of sim racing in general. Used to be my neighbour, literally my next door neighbour. He was the reason I got into iRacing in the first place. I walked into his house for a cup of coffee and he's sitting there driving around Sebring, I think it was, in an LMP2, and then he gave me the steering wheel. Well, let's just say I didn't last much past turn 2 at Sebring, coming out of the pits that was as well, so that was fairly adventurous. So you can thank Williams for me being in the position in iRacing where I currently am, Mr. Fletcher.
Talking about it.
Yeah.
Very good. I like it.
Just goes to show I was really slow on the track.
Mould around the outside of Barnes, and Newman's going to follow through as well. Barnes going to lose 2 places here to the 2 pros. But yeah, still second in AM is Mr. Barnes. Got a 1 car difference between him and Craig Jones. Again, another strong performance from the AM here. Who's that going up the inside?
Andrew Pike. Pike is wrestling his way through it here. James Neve is alongside, he's got Kieran Sharp and Jones in front of him as well. Fertel is still under control, mind you. He got a little bit squirrely. He's into 14th at the moment. Just gone past, I believe, John Higgins Jr. And John Higgins there, unfortunately, now it's kind of where it was in race 1, wasn't it, really? He's
going to be sick to look at this Blade Designs light car, isn't he? Let's be honest. But yeah, what John should do now is sit on the back of Arthur Thirdle. Do not let him get away and follow him through. Yeah, here we go. Miles Owen at almost the head of this field, but Kellerman in front of these 2. Yeah, Mould's going to get through here, hopefully. I'm going to say he's going to do it at the first corner because Newman is there and pulling through with him. Butler gone, checked out. Thanks for coming. 1.6 seconds. As we said, Mould up the inside here.
Yeah, he's going to should make this. Yeah, Newman should make it as well. If there ain't contact, of course. Mould's now going at Charles Kellerman. Settle down. Where would you set him up here, Mark? Would you set him up through the S's to get him out of that run out of turn 5?
Yeah, I think there's only a couple of decent places here. You've got to just use the curb here to get the car rotated. Get the drive. Kellerman pushing slightly wide. Mould right on the back of him. Heads what looks like around the outside, but it's going to give him the inside for the chicane down here, and this is going to be job done, I'm sure. And then yeah, they're after David Ayres. Top in Pro-Am. 2x2 here. We've got Kellerman and Mould and Newman.
Yeah, it's gone past Miles Owens. Yeah, Kellerman's gone past Miles Owens there. So how did Williams end up all the way down here? What did we miss there? He went off track. What did he do? Oh! Was that the first dose of netcode we have seen this evening? Yes.
Yeah, Pike miles away. That's unfortunate.
Oh, he was doing so well. Look, it already spins him before there's even contact. Williams there. Unfortunately, big old dose of netcode has put Williams all the way down in 26th. Oh, Chris Dixon.
That's not the right line.
No, where you going, son? Oh.
Well kept out the wall there, Mr. Dixon. That is a fine piece of rally driving in a Renault Clio if ever I've seen one.
Yeah, definitely there as well. Managing to hold on. Arthur Fertel's now...
Element.
Well, I think that was coming, to be fair. I think he got him down into the chicane. He's going to set after Dan Mould. Owens now just about to run up the inside of Charles Kellerman as well, going down into turn 1. Here we go. Down the start, finish straight they go. Owens on the right, Kellerman on the left. PRT, optical green, Fertel, the fastest man on track, 104.2. Slight bit of contact. Kellerman's off. James Neve is already off, I believe, as well. Kellerman into the wall, and that's another place for Arthur Fertel to gain there as well. Chris Barnes has gone off at the top of the hill. It's now turning into Bambi on ice. What happened to Chris Barnes? Was it on his own?
Came across on the front of mile zone. I didn't think he left enough gap there.
Yeah, I think the problem is with Barnes. He looked like he was already on his way there. Mark,
Yes.
didn't it? It looked like he was already coming across that track. If we have a look, he's already going there. It'd be interesting to see what his cockpit's doing, actually, because I've got a funny feeling he may have been turning right at this point. Yeah, he's trying to set it up to go right, and unfortunately, nothing's going on here. Andrew Pike's just cleared Jack Worrell, so Worrell is 4th overall, of course. David Ayres, 2nd place at the moment. Absolutely flying. Leader of the AM, 2nd place, got 2-second gap to Dan Mould.
Yeah, this is what we were saying. This is exactly what we were saying. Morgan Butler up 2 places. David Ayres hasn't moved.
No.
He's not done anything dramatic. He's just running his own race. You don't need to be the hero on lap number 1. Just keep the peace. And he's obviously let Morgan pass and gone, right, that's fine by me, because he has a massive gap to the flying Ryan Dudley and Craig Jones behind him. 10th and 11th is where those two are.
All right, we're on lap 9, Jamie, on the top left-hand corner there, mate. We're on lap 9, and Fertel is in 8th place. He's up 12. Sharp up 13. Newman up 13 places there as well. So there are your gainers and losers on the left-hand side. Sharp up 13. Newman 13. Fertel up 12 places. Down 16 for Mark Chappell. Down 12 for Kellerman. And down 20 for Rob Williams there, as we saw with that big old dose of netcode. Unfortunately spun him round there as well. Oh, is he still on track? Craig Jones has taken an adventure, mind you, because he's now dropped behind Jack Worrell. And Arthur Fertel trying to make that move past James Neve, of course. Arthur's played this like so well. Picking them off one by one as they go later on in the race, isn't he? He's got 10 minutes now. In 10 minutes, he's moved up, what, 13 places. There's nothing stopping him going up anymore.
Yeah, I think, really unlucky in race number 1. Whatever happened in race number 1, obviously was maybe out of his control. He said he could open up the car, but yeah, coming back to a storming race number 2. Blew the field apart in race number 2. And yeah, just picking his way through. Going to get onto the back of Neve. You'd expect him to pass through. They ran exactly the same last time by, but obviously, yeah, we know Phil was getting past Owens. But yeah, flying. Absolutely flying, this man this week.
There he is as well. Set out. He wants a trophy. That's all he said to me at the beginning of the season. James, I want a trophy. I want something to show the missus that me doing sim racing is worthwhile. Not got a trophy. Now, that's what he's pushing for in this Clio Cup here. A trophy to take home and show everybody here as well. Callum Milam's just cleared, I believe, Alan Toon. Alan Toon driving away quite nicely, as he does every single race, of course. And James Neve, Fertel behind, Sharp in front. And now Dan Mould is slowly getting up to the back of David Ayres. But to be fair, for David Ayres, though, he can afford to lose these places to Mould and Newman. He's got a big old gap back to Ryan Dudley.
Yeah, there's not a lot that sort of Ayres needs to do here. This isn't his battle. He's going to walk away with a P1 in AM, which is fantastic. Dudley, again, up 5 places, but yeah, not anywhere near, even 2 tenths slower than David Ayres that last time by. So yeah, he's definitely got the place, but you're going to assume that Mould is going to come through pretty quick, because he knows that he's got Newman behind him. So I expect Dan to head towards the inside as we head down into turn number 1, and that's exactly what he does. David's going to know he's there, brakes early, Dan goes through. Pete isn't going to follow him. He's going to have to wait until they get past the S's, unless he's going to try and do it here.
He's cleared him already. Oh, David Ayres, David Ayres, David Ayres. Oh, blimey, he went in a little bit quick into turn 3 there. I was hoping he was going to survive, but it was looking a bit hit and miss at one point, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't think he expected Newman to be there. And then obviously when he did, it was like, I needed to brake a little bit sooner than I actually have. But yeah, Fertel, is he going to get through? We are chasing down James Neve. Is there going to be a gap on the inside, or are we going to have to wait another lap? Nope, not here.
No,
Mr. Fertel.
It's going to be another lap, I think. At least another lap with James Neve. Jack Worrell, Andrew Pike. Pike's having a battle with Dudley here. That can play nicely for Jack. See how this one pans out.
Yeah, we've got an AM racing with a pro in the middle of them. So yeah, if Pike makes a hash, we'll say, of getting past Dudley here, this could bring Werrell in. That's what he's going to hope. Oh, there wasn't a lot of gap there. Yeah, Pike to the inside, past the am of Ryan Dudley. Obviously all having a great race. Some big movers here, but Werrell on to the back now of Dudley. Is he going to... Oh,
Jack.
the break.
You can't use Dudley as that, mate. Sorry, bud. Cool, blimey, that was a little bit close. Neve, well, he's still got Fertile in the same position he had him a minute ago. Fertile currently about 3 attempts back at the moment. He's got to get that run and try and pull his car in, going down the straight, get ready to get out of the chicane, of course, to have a go at Fertile. Ayres still lost that place to Newman, still out in front as they go around the chicane. Fertile coming around now. He's going to look to try and get the run out of the chicane. Up over the hill he goes. Got to be careful of that off track. He took a lot of that inside curb on the exit there, Mark.
Yeah, he's certainly pushing hard in race number 3. Whether he's just not comfortable or the tyres have gone off, who knows? But oh, what have we got here? Dan Mould and
yes, lost the position.
Pete Newman. Oh, has he? He's going to have the inside as they head up to turn number 3. The two get close. Mould on the inside takes the curve. I'll have that position back. Thank you very much, Mr. Newman. Please try again. But yeah, look who's gone out of front. 6.5 seconds. Mr. Butler called it in the interview in between race 2 and 3. Gone.
Yeah. He did say he was going to. Did say he was going to check out. He got it done by the end of race. By the end of, well, about now, I think, at the end, middle of lap 1. He didn't even wait. So, yeah, Morgan Butler flying along quite nicely. Callum Milam looks like he's been involved in his own little incident as well. Danny Kazar is another one. Unfortunately for Kazar, this looks like it's going to happen. Is that going to be an incident in turn 5? That's very bizarre. Where are you going? Oh, no. Oh.
Well held there, Mr. Kazar. Yeah, caught the inside curb as he went down through the S's, and it just shot the car off to the left when you're trying to watch this, just this end bit of the curb. Look, waff, there it is. Sent the car in, and yeah, you need to be turning right there instead of left.
Oh, he manages to stay out of the way. I think that was Mark Chappell that went past with a brown pair of underpants, I think, at that moment in time when he saw Danny Kazar coming back on track. Arthur Fertile still up behind James Neve, of course. Then we've got Miles Owens battling away with Jack Worrell. Worrell there, currently sitting third in the AMS with Dudley just up the road. You can see the Duff car. And that's not Duff as in it's not working. I meant Duff as in delivery there as well. Of course, Dudley moving over from, what did he have on his car last week? Tomcat? Was that right? Tomcat? Jamie?
Yes, he's part of the cartoons, isn't he? He's one of the cartooners.
Yeah, I think they're actually called No Pace Racing.
Oh, Newman and Mould. Oh, I think they're side by side.
Yeah, they are.
Oh no!
Newman's going to look.
Waters giving it.
He's going to look up the inside of 3. Oh, Dan Mould's going to try and squeeze him. It's going to end in danger. David Ayres, settle back. If I was David Ayres, I would not want to be this close right about now. I'm not going to lie. I would have lifted a little bit and let these boys get on with it. Because that could have put David Ayres in a rather unprecedented position of torpedoing one of these two drivers here.
You send it up the inside. Do it. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, I thought he was going to go for that then. But, yeah, fantastic battle here between Newman and Mould. Two high flyers in the championship. Newman leads the championship for the minute. Oh, Mould sideways, out of control. Newman's going to fly around the outside here, surely.
Yeah, David Ayres is... don't follow him, mate. Don't follow him. Let them two get on with it. You've got a gap. Deal with a gap. You've got about 5 seconds, if not more, back to Ryan Dudley. I would allow these two to get on. There's only, well, we're sitting back thinking now, 2 minutes on the clock. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say anything that might jeopardise this, but looking at this racing that we're looking at, Mark, what way do you see this going?
Last lap, Mould's the inside of the chicane. That's what I'm going to say. Are
we saying they're both going to survive?
TBC.
Sitting on the fence. Get the splinters out of your bum, you. How rude.
Oh, Dan's going to go for it now, look.
It's going to be later on the brakes, of course. Newman's not going to give him quarter. It's not parlay here, Mould. I tell you that much, you're going to have to go for it. He is going to go for it. He's looking at the run over the hop on top of the hill. He's got that inside line. David Ayres still sitting right behind him. I'm not too sure that would have been the right move. Mould's going to get through once more. Dan Mould is through. Where is your leader, Morgan Butler? Looking for the number 1 on the screen. He's coming up through the S's section. There's going to be one more lap after this, and that is going to be it for Pete Newman and Dan Mould. I tell you what, this is turning into an epic scrap here as well. Do you know, I can see, oddly enough here, I can see David Ayres picking up second place. I don't know why. Maybe I'm tempting fate a little bit, but it just...
I think as well, with these two battling, Sharpie's coming up pretty quick. Half a second faster than the group in front was Mr. Sharp. I'll tell you who is holding his own here. James Neve is faster than Arthur Thirdle. So yeah, if these two keep fighting in front, this is going to be a 6-car train going down into what we think now is the last lap.
Yeah, it will be the last lap of the race. Morgan Butler's going to take the white flag this time around. There he is. Barney's on top of the hill. Let's go back. Newman's dropped back a little bit from Mould. David Ayres has still got himself in this pack. He hasn't really got a choice at the moment, has he? He's got to stick it out for the last lap as David Ayres, because he can't really drop back anymore with the way that this pack's been holding him up. Dudley, don't get me wrong, is a good old 8 seconds back at the moment, so he might be able to hold on, but from David Ayres' point of view, I think he's eyeing up a second place here, mate. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's how desperate is Newman to get past Mould here on the last lap of race number 3. I don't know where Dan is in the championship, but yeah, Newman looks a little bit too far back for any sort of move here. Ayres, yeah, like you say, it's just got to head, look forward, and who's that going wide there? That's a back marker. Stay out of the way, we don't need that.
No, we don't. I don't know what to write on the piece of paper. Normally I write a prediction down, and I'm not quite sure I want to write it down. But I think Morgan Butler is going to get the victory here, going down through the last corner. Butler there, going to come across the line. He is in first place. What happened? It is Dan Mould. It looks like it's Mould. It's going to be Mould. And then Newman, David Ayres. Incredible victory in the AMS. And held his own for 4th overall. That's going to give him his points a nice little bump up as well. Fertel in the end finished 7th place. So, and then Dudley coming across in 2nd. Dudley still keeping it up the routine of 3 podiums in the evening. Werrell coming along in 3rd place there. So your 1, 2, 3 in the AMS is Dudley, Ayres, Dudley, Worrell. So stunning race there as well. Danny Kazar still kind of survived down in 20th after his off. Williams battled back to 19th in the end. That's not bad considering he was down in 26th. So fair play to him. Dixon coming across the line. He's had a very eventful evening, as we saw at one point going completely down the escape road in turn 3. So unfortunately for Chris Dixon, not ideal. Alan Toon just going around doing Alan Toon things. He's quite happy there as well. And then Chris Evans from the Triple P Racing coming across the line in 25th overall, 12th in class. So there we go. Another exuberant battle here for race 3. And let's bring you up the results of heat number 3 this evening. And it is Morgan Butler was your winner in the pros. Dan Mould 2nd, Pete Newman 3rd. Massive shout to David Ayres for finishing 4th overall, 1st in class. Stunning victory in the AMS there for David Ayres. Kieran Sharp 5th, James Neve 6th, Arthur Thirdle 7th, John Higgins 8th, Andrew Pike 9th, Ryan Dudley 10th, Jack Worrell 11th, Miles Owens 12th, Roger Morton 13th, Craig Jones 14th, Stuart Gibbons 15th, John Glover 16th, Chris Barnes 17th, and Mark Chappell is in 18th place. Big shout out to Stuart Gibbons. It was having mad software issues for race 1 and 2, got it together and survived race 3. So big shout out to him. And then we've got John Glover 16th, Chris Barnes 17th, Mark Chappell 18th, Rob Williams battled back to 19th in the end, Danny Kazar 20th, Charles Kellerman 21st, Andy Littler 22nd, Chris Dixon 23rd, Alan Toon 24th, Chris Evans 25th, Damien Ellis 26th, Colin Milam 27th, Tom Weston 28th, and Mick Barry, who did not take the start there as well. But we have got Mr. Arthur Fertel waiting in the booth for us, so we can have a quick chat with Arthur as he battled back from P20 on the grid all the way back down to P7. Mr. Fertel, good evening again. How are you, sir?
I'm a bit better now. I'd like to apologise for how I was in the interview earlier on. I was still in the heat of the moment.
That's okay. It happens, mate. You know what I mean? We've all been there. Have you not watched my videos before of me driving?
Yeah, I've watched your videos.
You know what I mean?
It's not how I'd usually conduct myself in an interview, though.
Oh, it happens, mate. Look, in race 3, though, I'm sure Alan Toon won't take any offence by it. I'm sure he'll reach out. He's a lovely geezer. He's about as old as me granddad. He's about 68, 69, I think. Is Alan Toon there as well?
I got told he was older than that, but it's great that he comes out racing. It was just the timing. It was just the fact that it was on a blind corner where you can't see the apex as well. It was still my fault, but it could have been helped.
Yeah, well, there we go. Going on, though, race 3, not bad. 20th to 7th. That's a nice little point gain.
Yeah, happy with that. It's always good to get a solid top 10 finish when starting 20th.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, as well. And points are points at the end of the day, and I think that's the important thing. You got points in every race, which is good. Keep your tally going, mate. Keeps your tally going.
Yeah, that's it. It's top 3 get a trophy, isn't it?
Yep, top. I told you, Mark, didn't I? All he wants is a trophy. Nobody would believe me, Arthur, when I told him that all you're after is a trophy, but here's the top 3, mate.
Yeah, that's all right then. I've never had one. Every league that I've ever done hasn't had a trophy, and I just really love a trophy.
Told you, Mark.
Well, better keep trying hard then.
Yeah, I'm trying hard.
Better keep going the way you are then, son.
Yeah, we're going on to Silverstone National next week, though, mate. That should be a good one.
Yeah, I think so. Silverstone that's a much bigger track. It should be. Hopefully, the overtaking might be a little bit easier. You've got a bit more track where you can, run it out wide, or try and go around the outside of people. I think Silverstone National will be good. Be a good track.
Awesome stuff there, mate. Well, thank you so much for joining us, buddy. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yourself and all the organisers of the league. I've actually had one of the most stressful days of my life today, and I've got probably the most stressful tomorrow. So it was nice to come on and have an escape from it and do some racing.
Awesome stuff, bud. Well, we look forward to chatting to you at Silverstone National. Arthur, well done, buddy. Good evening of racing.
See ya. Thank you very much.
Right, let's pull in.
He just want a trophy, doesn't he?
He just wants a trophy. I told you. That's all he's after. Right, let's pull in John Higgins in here as well. John, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, you?
I'm not bad, mate. Second in the race 2 there, mate. Not a bad evening of racing. Dad approved. He was well happy at one point there, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, I know. He said after the race in there.
Yeah, stunning evening of racing there, mate, as well. Going on to, 8th in race 3, up 11 places. Not a bad gain considering.
No, I think we got caught up at the start, obviously being top 20 reverse. It was quite hard to get through the field, so it was a bit of a cluster to try and get through, really. But a few people went off, which really gained the position, so yeah, it was decent.
Good. Going forward, though, mate, Silverstone National next week. Are you going to be out practicing?
Yeah, I'll try. I'm sure I will be. But I said that last week and didn't end up doing any practice until tonight. So, yeah.
Do you like Silverstone National, though?
Yeah, just 3 corners, really, isn't it? So it's all going to be about sticking in the toe and staying with the people.
Yeah, absolutely there, John. Well, thank you so much for joining us, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
The boys at TSRC, and my dad sat behind me watching me.
Has he got a slipper in his hand? That's when you need to be worried, John.
No slippers tonight.
Oh, awesome stuff. Well, thanks so much.
And how was tea, John? How was Tom? How was your tea tonight?
Oh, it was very nice. We had steak pie, chips and beans. It was perfect.
Very good. I like it.
I love the fact that Mark Fletcher comes in with a sensible questions. You know what I mean? How was dinner? Did you? Cheers, John, for joining us, bud, and we'll catch up with you soon.
No worries, mate.
Take care. Right, we better bring your winner of race 3 in. I've been putting it off because he did say he was going to win at the end of race 2. He didn't even wait a lap, mind you. He got it done round turn 5. Took the lead going down into the hairpin. But let's bring Morgan Butler into the booth. Morgan, good evening again, sir. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. How are you, gentlemen, today?
I'm very. I'm all right. Come on, what's going on?
Someone's a bit more cheery now, isn't he?
Hold on a minute here, right?
Hey, whoa! I was cheery before race 3.
Yeah,
But yeah,
give me that.
I'm always cheery. We know this.
Good. An 8.2 second lead over the rest of the field. Very well done. I like it. It was good to see. Checked out, gone, see ya.
Sheer unadulterated talent, mate. That's all it is.
Right. Yes. Yeah. But no, not a bad night. Rough first race, but yeah. Yeah.
But really, the first one was all right. It was race 2 that was a bit rougher.
Yes.
Yeah,
race 2.
One of those ones where it's one of the only times where having a direct drive isn't a benefit. When you can see it coming and you're like, I'm letting go here, or my wrists are ending up in a different postcode.
Yes. Talking of different postcodes, Silverstone. Tested there yet, or will be testing there?
I wouldn't necessarily call it testing. A lot of us Pure Sims lads drove there in week 13, but I'll be honest, there was not much lapping. It was more crashing. So I didn't really get to experience any clean laps of the track.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those where, especially cops, is going to be certainly quite scary. You know, you're definitely going to be watching out for the off
You're gonna have to.
weeks.
Which one's cops?
First corner,
first corner.
right.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see. I don't know. Silverstone's one of the tracks where everyone seems to know all the card names, but I've got no idea.
So the one you get the 1X on, then the corner after that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You've got
But
about
yeah,
4
good night's
turns.
racing.
Yeah, he's got about 4 turns at Silverstone National, mate.
Yeah. I've not got that sort of memory.
Oh, okay. All right. Well done anyway, Morgan. Thank you again for joining us in the booth there, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Obviously, shout out all the Pure Sims boys. Shout out Pete for some fantastic racing, and then obviously shout out you boys for some brilliant coverage and broadcasting.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you, Morgan, for chatting to us there, bud, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Silverstone National.
Yeah. You boys too.
Take
Catch you
care.
in a bit.
Where did Dan Mould go? I was hoping to have a chat with Dan Mould here. Where'd he go? He's not here.
I think he's disappeared.
Little rascal. Little rascal. You wait till I get hold of him. Right, let's
He's
go.
probably still picking up his wrists. That's why.
Yeah, Junior will, Dad said, will, in capital letters, I might add, be testing for Silverstone.
Nice. So a win is on the cards then, I feel.
Well, I don't look by also, by the looks of it, Mark, he ain't got a lot of choice. You know what I mean?
Yes. Otherwise, slipper round number 2
Yes.
will be occurring.
Yes, definitely on that one there as well. Right, Mark, sum it up for us in one sentence, bud. What do we reckon of tonight's racing?
Cleaner. A lot cleaner than this evening. A little bit disappointed with how we went at Donington Park, but yeah, brilliant, respectful driving from everybody this evening. And yeah, they're learning. They're learning that 3 into 1 doesn't go.
They definitely are there as well. Thank you so much for joining us, guys, as well. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells, give the video a big old thumbs up. That would be absolutely amazing. Now, at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, we have got the Sunday Drive Racing round 2 from the Nürburgring. So I will be up at 4 a.m. there as well, covering that one with the Mr. Dean Biggles in the booth. And then at the normal time, about 8 o'clock in the evening tomorrow, we've got the UK Sim Racers MX5 round 6 from Knock Hill. And then after that, at 1:45 in the morning, we've got the BSC NASCAR League Round Playoff. Round 13, it does start at Talladega Super Speedway. So if you want to come and watch some NASCAR playoff racing there as well, sit back and come and join us at 1:45 in the morning on Tuesday or Wednesday. But for now, guys, from myself and Mark Fletcher, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.